something he hadn't had a feel for. You can't teach. But Britt Hager, the guy who's taken over for him, probably is a better run player and has a better feel for the defense. In fact, they told us last night that in terms of getting people lined up, Hager's better.
But it's always Randall Cunningham, and of course he becomes the key on offense, as you've always said. Meanwhile, the Cardinals will have a new quarterback. Schrader is the QB. Steve Berline's had knee surgery. What does it mean for the Cardinals in their hopes today with Schrader?
Well, I think what Jay Schrader brings to the Cardinal offense is big playability. The same thing that Cunningham gives the Eagles. Now, he's more mobile. He's got the big, strong arm. Schrader's the kind of player who can play bad for 3.5 quarters and then beat you at the end.
The Eagles have won the toss and will receive. 61 degrees here, and that is only 5 degrees warmer than it is back east in Philadelphia. A lot of people figure it would be awfully hot and humid. That's not the case. Greg Davis will kick off for the Arizona Cardinals. Herschel Walker back deep along with Vaughn Hebron. And a low squibber picked up by Walker at the 10. And hit and dropped by Brian Reeves. Randall Cunningham, who engineered a big win 2 weeks ago, trying to come off a rough game against the Browns. In fact, the entire Eagle team slumped against Cleveland at Veterans Stadium. Up front, Williams, Davis, Alexander, Holmes, and Thompson, the offensive line. Rich Kotite going with the big backs. James Joseph and Herschel Walker, Calvin Williams and Fred Barnett, the wide receivers, and Mark Bavaro is the tight end. 1st and 10 at the 22. Two tight ends for the Eagles. And a play fake. Simmons deflects the pass and nearly picked it off. Former Eagle Clyde Simmons on the first offensive attempt by Randall Cunningham. Arizona Cardinals, in their strength is the defense. Simmons with Bernard Wilson, Eric Swan, and Michael Bankston. Very strong right side. Marshall, Hill, and Joyner. Joyner, another ex-Eagle at linebacker. Brent Alexander, a rookie, starts at cornerback. Lorenzo Lynch moves from corner to strong safety in the defensive backfield for Arizona. The give is to Herschel Walker, and he carries it out to about the 30-yard line. He'll be shy of a first down by about 3. Seth Joyner in on the stop.
Well, remember, Dick, 2 weeks ago when these two teams met, the first play of the game, Cunningham came out and set the tone. And he went on that bootleg and he ran it for 18 yards, and I think he sent a message to the Cardinal defense. Well, today they came out, same formation, same play, and I think the tone was set from the Cardinal defense because they said, look, you're not going to get that stuff on us today. Slap back down in Cunningham's face.
Keith McCants, who played his first game against the Eagles 2 weeks ago, is in there as a nickel pass rusher on 3rd down and 3. Cunningham's pass intended for Calvin Williams. He claims he was held, goes incomplete. Brent Alexander defending, and Philadelphia will have to kick.
Well, he's claiming he's held, but pressure up front by that Cardinal defense. Wilbur Marshall coming off the corner. And I think the Cardinals are setting their tone early. They're saying we're going to be here all game long, much the way it happened in the first game for Philly.
So Brian Barker will kick, and back deep is Patrick Robinson. So a different start for the Eagles this time than what they experienced at Veterans Stadium. And the kick will drop at the 40 and be down by the Eagles. So the Cardinals held defensively, and now Jay Schrader, who engineered perhaps the most impressive Cardinal win of the year against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 4. Those are Schrader's numbers. The offensive line: Sharp, Dye, Cunningham, Coleman. Joe Wolf at right tackle replaces Rick Cunningham this week. Ronald Moore, the running back. Terry Samuels, impressive rookie H-back. Prohl and Hill, the receivers, and Derek Ware, the tight end. First down on the 41.
Let's see if Schrader doesn't try to go up real early to set the tone offensively for these Cardinals.
That's Samuels in motion, and a flea flicker on the first play of the game for the Cardinals. Jay Schrader will run and be tackled after picking up about 8 yards. And a fumble, and the Eagles may have recovered, and they have. Turnover on the first play.
Well, they went with the flea flicker to try to set the tone right away, like we said. And he tries to go downfield, but great coverage downfield by the Eagles. Nowhere to throw that. They weren't going to be filled. They're going to try to hit him down on the end, but the safety stays and the corner with them all the way. So he ends up having nowhere to go. Down here, all covered. Schrader gets the ball back, and he's going to take off and run. And then Willie Thomas and Greg Townsend, too much speed for Schrader, and they forced the fumble.
And Bill Romanowski recovered the fumble for the Eagles, who have the ball on the Cardinal 46. The pitch is to Herschel Walker off the left side, and he stumbles after picking up a yard on the play. Eric Hill, the middle linebacker, was there. So in the first game 2 weeks ago, the big plays did in Buddy Ryan's team with the 2 long pass plays for touchdowns from Cunningham to Barnett. Now the turnover, and let's see what the Cardinal defense does here.
Well, I think they're still going to set the tone, like we said. You know, it didn't surprise me that Buddy Ryan came right out and tried to go deep right away, because that works to the strength of Schrader. Schrader's one of those quarterbacks that he has to get into the flow of the game. You like to get him in early.
Second down and 9. Cunningham to throw, and he's got time, and he's going deep downfield to Barnett, who is double covered. That's his favorite receiver, and Barnett coming off his career game 2 weeks ago against these Cardinals.
Yeah, but the counter here is the Eagle offensive line, who played terrible last week against the Browns. Here comes Wilbur Marshall off the top. Now they set back in zone, and now there's just a lot of time to throw. And look up here. See that? A lot of room to step up, set your feet, and throw the ball downfield.
Third down and long. Barnett leading the Eagles receivers with 50 catches. McCants in as a pass rusher, number 90. Third and 9 at the 45. Victor Bailey, the third wide receiver, goes in motion. Out of the shotgun, Cunningham will take off. And a penalty marker down, and Randall Cunningham is short of the first down marker. And there's a flag down at about midfield. Michael Bankston brought him down.
And this is what Cunningham did very well in the first game. When he read man coverage and he saw the defensive back turn their backs, he just took off and ran. And last time he had big plays, and I think that was the difference.
Number 78 on the offense, 10 yards, still third down.
That's the left guard, Antone Davis, and that has really been a problem for the Eagles all year. 52 offensive penalties, 29 have been of the holding variety, and that leads the National Football League.
Well, at least they're consistent in there. Pretty poor consistency.
And most of it has been the right side with Broderick Thompson. Third down and 19, and the Eagles are back in their own territory. Jameer Miller is in at linebacker, replacing Wilbur Marshall. Cunningham looking for a receiver, guns it, and it's incomplete. He was going for Victor Bailey that time, and it was broken up by Brent Alexander, and Philadelphia will have to kick for the second time. The Eagles do not take advantage of that Cardinal fumble, to the cheers of some 76,000 here.
Cunningham just got himself a zone, and really, that's tough throwing right there, because everybody's sitting back waiting for you to come to them. And now the Eagles are going to force the punt.
Brian Barker kicking for the second time, and Patrick Robinson back to receive for the Cardinals. Line drive kick. Robinson will try to return from the 14, and he is clobbered immediately. Great coverage by the Eagles special teams. Last week, that was a big problem against the Browns. And it was Herschel Walker on the play. We want to welcome those who saw the Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills tangle at Rich Stadium, with Buffalo winning 29-20. This is Dick Stockton along with Matt Millen. No score in the first quarter here in the rematch between Buddy Ryan, the former Eagle coach, now with the Cardinals, and Rich Kotite's Eagles. First down for the Cardinals on their 19. Hand off to Ronald Moore. He gets a big hole up the middle. And Ronald Moore, with a big gain beyond the 35, picks up 17 before Greg Jackson stops him.
Now this is where Britt Hager is going to have to slow down right now. Ball's going to come right up in the middle. And watch, Hager's going to commit right away. And all Ronald Moore is doing is he's watching Hager. Because as soon as he flows, that opens this wide open.
Britt Hager, of course, playing middle linebacker in place of Byron Evans, who was lost for the year with a broken ankle and ligament damage. Broken leg, actually. First down on the 36. Again, they go to Ronald Moore. This time he gets a couple. And William Perry makes the stop. The Eagles, defensively, and they've gotten good production from their front four. Townsend, Perry, Andy Harmon, and William Fuller, who leads the team in sacks. Britt Hager replaces Byron Evans in the middle. In the secondary, Eric Allen, Greg Jackson, Michael Zordich, the ex-Cardinal, who played so well 2 weeks ago against his former team, and Mark McMillan. Larry Centers is now in the backfield. There's Hager at second down and 8. Schrader with a slanting pattern, and it's caught by Ricky Prohl. They get Larry Centers for a short gain of 5, and that'll be 3rd and short coming up.
And the chess match begins with Bud Carson's defense. And this time, Hager is going to come on a blitz, and Schrader sees it. The Cardinals pick it up very well inside. And Schrader goes right away, gets the ball back outside.
The chess game between Buddy Ryan's defense and Bud Carson's defense in Philadelphia.
You could see him getting on Bill Romanowski out there for not following through with something.
Bert Grossman is as a pass rusher for the Eagles, number 69. Schrader going deep. Flag is down, and a fine catch made downfield by Prohl. And now they rule it is incomplete, but there's a penalty marker down at the 45. Otis Smith, the nickelback, defending Prohl downfield. Dale Hamer is our referee today.
Larry Centers did an outstanding job of picking up the blitz.
Defense, number 51, lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards.
Again, penalties on the Eagles, this time on William Thomas. 5-yard penalty. It's been a problem for Rich Kotite all season long. And a first down with that 5-yard penalty marked off. So the Cardinals shut shy of midfield. No score first quarter, first down on the 48. Here's Ronald Moore, very nearly had the ball knocked out of his hands. Greg Jackson came in to stop him, and a good gain of 7 for Moore, who's the leading rusher, and 6th in the NFC coming into this game.
The one thing that the Arizona Cardinals do consistently is they run that inside game. You're going to watch the wham block back inside with the tight end Samuels. Now, he should take you to the football. They have not deviated at all from that. You see it right back inside, and then everybody's stopped up. Moore has the presence to bounce it back outside.
Moore left their earlier game with a slight concussion in Philadelphia in the 3rd quarter. Second down and 4. Here is Moore, and he's not going to get the necessary yardage, so it'll be 3rd down. Andy Harmon with help from Eric Allen coming up from the secondary.
Well, I'll tell you what happens in this league, and it's happening to the Eagles right now. Once a team exposes a weakness, whenever that is in the season, you can bet the next week that team is, the following team is just going to keep on doing it. Now, last week, Leroy Horde blew holes in the defense of the Eagles. And right now, the Cardinals are coming out, and they're just going to keep on attacking in the run until you stop it.
Cardinals have the worst 3rd down efficiency in the NFL. They have a 3rd and 3 with 4 wide receivers out of the shotgun for Schrader. Schrader getting a pass rush, and the pass is caught by Gary Clark. And Clark carries it inside the 25-yard line. Eric Allen on the stop, and a big gain of 22 to one of the more reliable veterans in the league, Clark.
Well, this is all Schrader, because Joe Wolf working on Fuller up top pushes him to the high road, and Schrader feels the pressure, but stays right in there, and this throw is right on line. Clark does a nice job on the out, beating Eric Allen. And I got to tell you, for the life of me, I cannot understand why they do not play Gary Clark all the time. To me, I think that's stupid.
He's the only receiver in the NFL in the last 9 years who has 50 or more catches, and that's in jeopardy this year, coming in with only 25. First and 10 at the 24. Cardinals threat. Schrader fires, and the pass is caught for a short gain. That was Randall Hill with his first catch of the game, and McMillan covering. Gain of 4 that time.
Yeah, but what that does right there to the Eagles is let them know that regardless of where you're at on the field as a receiver, Schrader can get the ball there. Now there's a pickup of what, 3 yards, but he threw that ball about 40 yards completely across the field. That's the kind of arm strength Schrader has. Now one guy he's not going to be able to find is Gary Clark because he's on the sideline.
Schrader is 3 for 3 thus far. Faces a 2nd and 6 at the 20-yard line. On the delay, Ronald Moore. Cardinals already in field goal range. Will bring up a 3rd and short after that 4-yard pickup. Andy Harmon on the tackle. So far different start than 2 weeks ago.
Now the Cardinals will switch some personnel, and 2 guys come into the Cardinal offense that absolutely have to be in there all the time. Gary Clark, as we mentioned, and then Larry Centers. I think Centers is a player you have to get the ball in his hands at least 15 to 20 times a game. And then Clark is a player who has the big plays written all over him, and you got to get him the ball.
3rd and 2. 1 second, they better get it off, and they don't. I think we're going to have a delay of the game penalty against the Cardinals, which will set them back 5 yards, and that is a big 5-yard penalty because instead of 3rd and 2, they'll now face a 3rd and 7.
Delay of game, offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
And you could hear Schrader audibling up there, and you could see the wide receivers looking and not getting the call. And Schrader specifically turned outside to Clark and yelled the red 80 out to him. And by that time, the clock had run down.
This is the 9th play of the drive. Cardinals have used up more than 6 minutes. Again, they go down to 1 second before the snap and a blitz, and the pass caught up the middle. And a first down to the 10-yard line. Brian Reeves, who caught the winning touchdown pass last week against the Giants in the back parts of the end zone.
Well, I got to tell you right now, this is a tremendous job of the offensive line and Schrader communicating. Listen to this. You know what's so good about that? So many times you hear the quarterback making calls, but the offensive line has got to be on the same page with their line calls too. And Cunningham, the center, made a great adjustment right there.
First and goal at the 10. Here's Ronald Moore, and gets to the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. Ball control for the Cardinals here in the first quarter with under 5 minutes remaining. Cardinals red zone 26 times. They have scored 14 touchdowns and are a surprising 11th. A lot of people thought with that offense they'd be much lower down, Matt.
Yeah, and I'm one of them. And I think right now, what the Cardinals hoped that they would get out of Schrader, they're getting. Now, he's in sync right now. He's finding the open receiver on the blitz, and their run game is really working well.
And the pitch is to Moore, going left, trapped. And he gets it down to the 6-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and goal. William Perry making the tackle for the Eagles.
What you could see right there was the Philadelphia Eagles playing their keys. When the tight end came back in motion, you saw everybody shift to that side. And what that tells you is there's a strong tendency in the running game of the Cardinals. And when you can hone in on those tendencies, it makes your job defensively that much easier.
See where the Eagles are midway in the NFL and defending in the red zone. Gary Clark has returned to the game for the Cardinals on 3rd and goal. He is at the top of your picture. And now the Cardinals will use up a timeout here with the clock down to 3 seconds. Well, the Phoenix Cardinals, who feel at 10-6 they could gain a wild card berth, and they certainly would have to win the rest of their games, but they face a tough one here today against the Eagles, and again next Sunday right here at Sun Devil Stadium against the Bears.
And the Bears are really starting to play well right now.
Big win today over the Lions.
Real big. And the Philadelphia Eagles, on the other hand, they're aware of that too. They know they have to win this game to stay right in the middle of that wild card thing and stay a game behind the Cowboys.
First time out of this first half, and the Cardinals wisely taking it. Not want to squander a pretty good opportunity here.
Yeah, a team like the Cardinals, they can't afford to blow scoring opportunities because they just don't score that much. So when you get them, you got to make sure you put some points up there.
Again, Clark and Prohl out to the right. Randall Hill solo out to the left. 3rd and goal at the 7. Looking to throw and going to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Clark was his intended receiver, but a host of defensive backs for the Eagles were defending. And that'll bring up 4th down. Greg Davis in to try the field goal. Jay Schrader is the holder. This will be a 24-yard attempt. Davis kicked a 45-yarder against the Giants last week. Fumbled snap, but Davis's kick is good, and the Cardinals jump on top first. 24-yard field goal by Greg Davis, and it's 3-0 in favor of Arizona. Used up nearly 9 minutes in getting the first points of the game. A 24-yard field goal by Greg Davis. So the Cardinals lead the Eagles 3-0 as Davis prepares to kick off. Back deep for the Eagles, Vaughn Hebron and Herschel Walker. Kick heading for Walker. Walker from the 6-yard line gets by one defender and brings it out to the 33-yard line, and that's where the Eagles and Randall Cunningham will go to work after a 27-yard return by Herschel. Leading Philadelphia 3-0 along with Matt Millen. This is Dick Stockton. Byron Evans, of course, out with a broken leg, and Jay Schrader is the quarterback with Berline out of action for the Cardinals. Teams meeting for the second time in 3 weeks as the Eagles won 2 weeks ago by 10 points. 1st and 10 on the 33. Charlie Garner running up the middle. That's one of the big problems lately for the Philadelphia Eagles has been the running back injuries. James Joseph, who's expected back today after suffering a sprained knee, missed the last 2 games, and Garner, who's been the leading rusher, out with a various group of injuries, including the thigh, which has bothered him lately and hasn't been effective in the last 46 rushes compared with the top 40. So the injuries have hurt him. 2nd and 5 at the 38. Cunningham looking to throw, and the pass too low for Fred Barnett.
I think the one thing that the Philadelphia Eagles have to re-emphasize with Randall Cunningham is getting rid of the ball quick. Remember at the beginning of the season, they came out and he took his time, he threw downfield a little bit, and he wasn't as much on rhythm. And then Kotite put that clock in to re-emphasize getting rid of the ball fast. And then I think their passing game really picked up. And I think now is the time to re-emphasize getting back to that quick throw.
Cunningham is 0 for 5. And the Cardinals are going to call their second timeout. So we still have 2:29 remaining in the first quarter, and already the Cardinals have used up 2 of their timeouts in this first half. And this game may mean even more for the Eagles now, considering that the Bears won, and now putting pressure on Philadelphia, coming in the game as the top wild card team. And Green Bay losing as well as Detroit. 3rd down and 5 after the Cardinal timeout. And the flip. James Joseph, and he is stopped. An aroused Cardinal defense. Terry Hogue, another former Philadelphia Eagle, and a loss of 5.
Well, he tried to use the quick pitch with that speed, but Hogue was right there, stayed on the end of the line of scrimmage, and all he did was just contain. I mean, when you're asked something very simple like this, you watch Hogue, you're just going to come up, just don't let anybody get back outside of you. And what he did was he beat the block of Bailey, 82. He just came right up and turned it back inside.
Ryan Barker will kick to Patrick Robinson. And the 3rd punt of the game for Barker. He gets off a beauty. Robinson back inside his 20. And a fine play on the open field that time by Ken Rose after the 48-yard kick by Barker. So the Cardinals take over, leading 3-0. Steve Berline, sitting in the stands, had arthroscopic surgery on his left knee, and he expects to be back on December the 4th for the game at Houston. He played despite that injury last week, and now Jay Schrader, who engineered a big win over the Vikings earlier this season, has the Cardinals 1st down on their 26. Ronald Moore, running exclusively up the middle and getting good yardage, picks up 4 on that first play, and it was Romanowski on the stop. There's the other quarterback, Jim McMahon, who actually requested to start this game and was turned down by Buddy Ryan and was not at all happy about it.
Yeah, well, it's not the first game that he's requested, but speaking of Jim McMahon, you know, he told me this is the lowest point of my career. He said, you know how low I am? I'm lower than a kicker. And when you hit that,
sure,
that is the absolute bottom.
Sure, the kickers felt good about that.
Lower than a kicker. Kickers already know it.
2nd down and 6. It's time the handoff to Moore. Looked like an awkward handoff that time, and a gain of 1 yard. Leonard Renfro, who was in a tackle replacing the refrigerator.
Yeah, a nice job of that Philadelphia Eagle defense of just stepping up and stuffing people. And watch Bill Romanowski just get his hands on, and then Ware just driving into him. See the face mask. And you know, the amazing thing about this game, there are battles going on like that every single play. And you really don't get to see them. You see the tackle, but there is 10 individual battles where guys are just fighting and punching and grabbing face masks.
Go right, screen!
Remember, these guys don't like each other. Buddy Ryan's team against his former club. 3rd and 5. This may be the last play of the quarter. Schrader's pass is caught by Randall Hill, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. It is a 1st down as well for the Cardinals, with Eric Allen making the stop. And that is the end of the first quarter here at Sun Devil Stadium with the score: the Arizona Cardinals 3, the Philadelphia Eagles 0. Be a combination of both. There's Vaughn Johnson.
And that's a big man. The Eagles just signed him this week to replace the roster spot of Byron Evans, and a big physical linebacker. Remember all the great years he had down there in New Orleans, and he told me he got bit by a spider in his thigh and developed an infection, and it didn't leave him for weeks.
Pro Bowl inside backer from the Saints, inactive today. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals on their 38. Start of the second quarter here at Sun Devil Stadium. Schrader with plenty of time tries a crossing pattern, and it's incomplete. Derek Ware, the intended receiver, and there's a penalty flag thrown.
Well, I think that flag was thrown farther than the pass. The pass was only about a 10-yard throw, and that flag came from about 25 yards.
Another penalty against the Eagles. Dale Hamer, the referee.
Nice job.
Defense, number 54. 5 yards.
Britt Hager, Byron Evans' replacement. So 2 defensive holding penalties on Eagle linebackers.
And see Hager, he's number 54, and he's going to be right here on 85. And they're going to come right across the field. And see, he gets the jam right there. You're okay, you're okay. And then he comes back out. Now, I don't know. That doesn't look like too much to me.
1st down on the 43. Gets about a yard or two. Eagles clamp down. The Cardinals have yet to win back-to-back games this season. They have won 4, but have not won 2 in a row, and trying to do that today. And Louis Sharp, the veteran offensive tackle, is down on the field. First quarter statistics, and look at the Cardinals ball control with a great time of possession edge.
And see this right here? That's a bad sign for the Philadelphia Eagles. You're not throwing the ball at all, have no completions, and no yards. That's bad news for the Eagles.
Not good news for Sharp, however. Stadium, Louis Sharp will be carted off. He was approaching his 200th start, and that is in jeopardy now. And here's how that injury occurred.
And William Fuller just came from the backside, and you can see Sharp right up here. And then Fuller comes from the backside, and then his leg is planted and hits him on the outside. And I've been there before. Usually when that happens, that's the inside of your knee and that medial collateral. And he goes and holds right for it.
Rick Cunningham, who had lost his starting tackle job, has come into the game. Joe Wolf will be moved to left tackle, and Cunningham will be the right tackle as Sharp gets an ovation as he leaves the game.
Yeah, and you know, you hate to see him get a hand for getting carted off the field because he's played so well and so long at such a high level. And you can see he has it all casted up right there. But
he's been a true warrior for this franchise even before they came to Phoenix. So back in St. Louis, he was one of the top players on that club.
And he was always the one guy that just came up and you go, we're going to have a tough time on that side.
So Sharp is out of there. And the Cardinals have a second down and 10 on their 43, leading 3-0. Schrader with a short drop. Can't find a receiver and takes off for the second time. And slides shy of the 50-yard line and a gain of 4.
So you have a guy standing on the sidelines and Cunningham, and you come in and you got to go against one of the better defensive ends in the league in William Fuller. So, I mean, it's tough to do, but he does a very good job of forcing him back upfield. And the best asset that Cunningham has, you can see him just waving him on, telling him to go ahead, are those big long arms. This guy's he can tie his shoes standing up.
So Cunningham, who lost the starting spot, in there at right tackle now. Third down and 6. 6 defensive backs for Philadelphia. And on the fade pattern, going for Randall Hill. Randall Hill comes up lame.
He just pulled a hammy.
He was defended by McMillan, and Randall Hill comes up lame down the right sideline.
Well, he had the matchup they wanted. They wanted to go after McMillan on the corner. They're manned all the way, nobody on top. So he goes with a speed move, and then right here, right there, he just popped it. That's either a quad or a hamstring.
So Hill goes out of the game. The big play home run receiver that they call him leaves the game. We'll see if he'll get back. Meanwhile, it is fourth down, and Jeff Fiegels in to punt for the Cardinals. Jeff Seidner back deep for Philadelphia on the run. On the return, and Seidner is hit almost immediately that time by Odie Harris. Well, the Cardinals still maintain the lead early here in the second quarter.
Those speed guys and track guys, and the one thing they always know is they know their bodies inside and out. I mean, they know absolutely everything. And then you know when you pull something, you're going to be frustrated, and that's what Thrill Hill is letting out right there.
Eagles will start from their 31-yard line. They have gained 8 yards rushing and no yards passing thus far. First down, and Cunningham's pass hit immediately, and holding on is Barnett for his first catch of the game. But a pickup of 5 yards, and A.S. Williams defending on the play. First 3 possessions for the Eagles in this game, and remember, they recovered a Phoenix or an Arizona fumble at the 46 and had to kick it away. So they did not take advantage of the 1 turnover thus far. Second down and 5. Cunningham's pass to Barnett, and it's complete and out of bounds, and that is the first first down of the game for the Eagles. And Matt, last week the Bears hypnotized the Dolphins, and now they've lost 2 in a row.
I don't understand what's happened to that offense. They got to open it up and let Marino throw all the time.
First down on the 47, Charlie Garner. Can't find the hole. It closes up in a hurry, and a gain of 1. It was the middle of the line with Hill and Wilbur Marshall, 2 of the backers, in on the play.
That Wilbur Marshall, I tell you, all the tapes that I watched, this guy, Wilbur Marshall, has played the best on that front 7 of the Cardinals. I mean, he comes every week. He attacks everything. You always know what you're getting with Wilbur. I don't think he has the same speed that he had a couple years ago, but he still has that same aggressiveness.
Lately, Buddy Ryan's been taking him out in the nickel. Second down and 9. Here comes the blitz on Cunningham. He gets hit. Flag is down, and Calvin Williams with his first catch of the game, close to first down yardage, with Alexander making the stop. But a penalty marker is down.
Yeah, I think I talked to Wilbur Marshall on that aggressiveness, and I think that aggressiveness got him into trouble. And he's a great anticipator. And so much of his game is just following the flow of the offense and trying to get the cadence down. And when he jumps, it's usually early.
Upside, defense, 5 yards, repeat second down.
You can see the Cardinals were sending a bunch of people, including Wilbur Marshall. 2 Super Bowl championship rings, 1 with the Bears and 1 with the Redskins. In a sensational 11-year career, played under Buddy Ryan in Chicago. The pitch is to Charlie Garner, and the rookie from Tennessee goes nowhere, although he's short of a first down by just a couple. Clyde Simmons in on that play for the Cardinals. Let's listen to Eric Hill as he shouts the signals defensively.
I hear Eric Hill there. You know what the Eagles are doing? They know that the Cardinals make their adjustments according to backfield sets. So they'll wait to the end and then shift their set to try to get some confusion on the Cardinal defense.
2 tight ends for the Eagles on 3rd down and 2. Cunningham's pass is caught. First down, Calvin Williams. Brent Alexander saying the pass was not caught, but it is indeed a first down to the 40 of Arizona.
Well, that was just the strength of arm from Cunningham. Because watch this ball. I mean, his coverage is nice and tight. See Aeneas Williams on the inside. And then Alexander drives that ball. I mean, if that ball is just off a little bit, that's an interception.
Bad news for Louis Sharp, who suffered torn knee ligaments earlier here in the quarter. First down on the 40-yard line. Flag down. Cunningham's pass. And it might have been a push. Aeneas Williams was downfield defending Fred Barnett.
Well, remember we just talked about just last series about how the Eagles got to go back to that rhythm passing, quick stuff. It's exactly what they're doing right now. This is when Cunningham is at his best. Take the ball, come out, boom, use that arm strength, get it out there quick.
Formation on the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
5-yard penalty. Zeke Bratkowski along with Rich Kotite. Kotite was the offensive coordinator under Buddy Ryan for 5 years. Eagles have been guilty of 4 penalties and the Cardinals 2. First and 15 now, back to the 45 of the Cardinals. Cunningham with a pass, Calvin Williams. Incomplete, defended by Brent Alexander.
Well, and he felt some pressure coming off the backside with Wilbur Marshall. And I talked about his anticipating. See how he jumps and he beats Mo Johnson right off the start. And then Cunningham can feel him on the backside. And that forces Cunningham to throw the ball a little bit high.
Buddy Ryan's feeling that the Cardinals would have made a much closer game had it not been for the big play touchdown passes from Cunningham to Barnett, 2 of them in their previous meeting. Second and 15.
Oh, shit.
Cunningham with a deep drop, and Lorenzo Lynch and now Eric Swan putting pressure on and has to get rid of it. Incomplete, going for Williams on the sideline with Alexander covered.
And there was nowhere to throw that football. And when he finally did look, everybody was covered. Then he had to jump back outside. You can see right here, the good job. They tried to use the umpire to run by, but a good job of recovering here and then downfield. Nowhere to go with that ball, so he just takes off and runs.
There's Swan, who has bad feelings against the Philadelphia Eagles offensive lineman, particularly David Alexander. Cunningham 3 for 10. On third down, pressure, and it's Swan, and we're going to have a sack. And the first of the game, Eric Swan.
Well, he says the Swan is a game bird. I told him it was just a soft thing, and he said no. And he's not soft right here. But you know what he did right there that he didn't do the last time? He figured out to go ahead and attack Holmes to his cast side. Holmes has not been able to get that hand up. And so this time, he just jumps right outside, working to the cast, and blows right through it.
He said his problem has been that he's been getting a lot of hurries, but has not been getting the sacks. Well, he got one now with 4.5 on the season. And now on fourth down after the 14-yard loss. Brian Barker will kick, and Patrick Robinson is back deep. Here's Robinson on the 18-yard line, and he doesn't get anywhere. Again, great coverage, and this time it's Derek Oden. Oden had been out of action the last 5 games with a hamstring. He's a good special teams player. To return a kickoff for a touchdown. We'll have the answer for you shortly.
Yeah, and the hint, I'll give you a hint. It wasn't Vice-Sikahema. That's who I thought it was.
No, it wasn't. Here's Randall Hill, and you can see that the hamstring pull on that last possession taped up with all the ice.
They got the ice on the top of the quad. That usually means use a quad pull.
Mark Higgs is into the game. He was signed this week after being waived by the Miami Dolphins. He is the 5th leading rusher in Dolphin history and played for Buddy Ryan back in '89 in Philadelphia. First and 10 on the 21. And they give the ball to Higgs. Buddy Ryan said he can make holes where there are no holes to be seen. And he gets a good game with Zordich and Jackson, a pickup of 9.
Well, what stopped the Eagles last time was that big sack, and you're going to see the reason why. Right here, they're going to take Swan and jump this gap. And then they're going to bring McCants around. And when they bring McCants around, Holmes, 73, can't adjust. See, and he tries to come back, and then he lets Swan go. And then Swan, of course, gets the sack.
Second down and 1. And again, Mark Higgs changes direction. He's going to spell Ronald Moore, maybe more than that, as he picks up a first down and a gain of 6.
Well, that right there, that running's all about vision. And they start running to the left side, and then when he sees an opening back inside, he comes right back in. You know, I saw Higgs down in the field right before the game. He said, hey, I see you again this week. You know, last week we were in Miami for that Chicago game. Asked him how he was doing. He said, hey, I'm rested. This is the best I have felt in the season for a long time. I want to thank Don Shula for making me feel this healthy.
He's doing a good job of it. Big edge in total yards for Cardinals. First down now on the 36. And the pitch to Higgs. Higgs finds an opening, and Higgs gets to midfield, and another Phoenix or Arizona first down, a pickup of 15. Michael Zordich making the tackle.
And Larry Centers, the little fullback, the smallest fullback in the league, he starts this whole thing because he has a nice block on the outside. Right there, see him hook. He hooked Flores, and then Higgs, again, with the vision. Let everything develop in front of you and then come right back inside.
You have to be impressed with the way Mark Higgs has exploded on the scene here with the Cardinals. First down on the 49-yard line. Larry Centers.
Check down over there.
And Schrader swings it out to Centers, who slips. and gets a first down. The Eagles slow getting over to centers, and he ended up getting the first down. Finally, Romanowski making the tackle after a pickup of 12. The Dallas Cowboys having won easily with the lead in the NFC East. The Eagles looking to win to solidify their leading wild card situation and also trail the Cowboys by only a game. They meet in a couple of weeks, and the Arizona Cardinals in the wild card hunt. First and 10 on the Eagle 37. Ronald Moore back in at running back.
244.
And here's Moore. Spins away off a defender and picks up 7 yards. Greg Jackson.
Well, when Ronald Moore has been in the football game, they've been attacking right down the middle of that Eagle defense. And then they bring Higgs in, and they're starting one way and coming back to the other side. And I think right now this offensive line has a pretty good feel for what's going on in that running game.
And they're not running today like they were worst in the NFL. Second down and 3. 250. Again, here is Moore fighting for the yardage and close to the first down. He may have it. Gain of 5 yards. Romanowski and William Thomas, and this is a Cardinal vintage game. Ball control and superb defense in this first half.
Yeah, you got Samuels on a nice block, and this is just an isolation. He just comes right through, again, attacking the center of that defense. And you see him come right through. Now watch Brett Hager step up, and then Samuels right on him. Now Hager gets low and tries to turn it back in, but Samuels had buried him.
And the Eagles have brought the fridge back in the game to shore up their run defense. First down on the 25. And a whistle, and that normally indicates a penalty on the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty called against the Phoenix Cardinals. Cunningham might have moved. I want to remind you this game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Arizona Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. Under 5 minutes to go, first half. 3-0 Cardinals, and they threaten. Play fake on first and 15. And the flip to Larry Centers, and William Thomas runs him down, but not before Centers gets close to yet another first down.
A nice call by the Cardinals right here. This is that lag draw pass. They line Centers up as the fullback, and they're going to try to stop him in here like it's going to be a run. And then what he does is he comes all the way back out. And what you try to do is you get everybody back inside and have him run across the grain. And when you have a running game going where you're pounding the inside all the time, you can take your fullback like Centers and run that misdirection.
Second down and 2. And the give is to Ronald Moore, and Moore should have the first down inside the 15.
Well, one weakness that the Philadelphia Eagles have on their defense is lack of depth at the defensive tackle spot. They got Andy Harmon and they got William Perry, and when those guys get tired, they really don't have anybody to come in. And so what happens is Perry gets in there and he starts to get tired, lugging that weight around, and then they take him out, and then teams blow holes open, and he's got to go right back in.
Notice the Cardinals with 92 rushing yards. They came into the game averaging 87 a game. So they've already surpassed that. They have a first and 10 on the 14-yard line. Ricky Prohl running in motion. Schrader on the rollout, and the pass is caught by Gary Clark. Stayed in bounds and knocked out of bounds at about the 8 by Bill Romanowski, and a gain of 6.
That Gary Clark just amazes me. I mean, the guy, he'll do anything you ask him to do on this football field. Now watch the first hit that he takes. and then has the presence and the ability to keep his feet in bounds. Look at that. Right outside, now tiptoed. Knowing Romanowski's going to smack him, he still stays right with it and gets down the field.
Second down and 4. Clark has to go some to continue his string of 50 or more catches. And a draw play on the fake to Ronald Moore. Larry centers for a couple of yards, not much. Winding down to less than 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. The only scoring in the game was a 24-yard field goal by Greg Davis in the first quarter, and it looks as if Jay Schrader might have hurt his thumb.
It also looks like they're going to let it run down to the 2-minute mark.
So we now have 2 minutes remaining in the first half here at Sun Devil Stadium. Matt and I will return. The last Eagle to return a kickoff for a touchdown. This may surprise you. The answer to the question, Andre Waters. And that was on November 18th, 1984 in Washington. It was an 89-yard kick return. Waters is on the sidelines with a foot injury, and that's why Brent Alexander, the rookie, starting at cornerback. Third down and 3 on the 7th. This is the 11th play of the drive. Play fake, pressure, tip, and it was William Fuller on the pursuit and got a hand on that pass by Schrader, and that will bring up 4th down.
Well, that's a very big play by William Fuller. You know, watch him come up the field, and again, great presence. You're not going to bootleg. This guy's a good pro, and he's looking for Gary Clark downfield, and then after he knocks the ball down, he has the presence to try to turn around and get it.
So Greg Davis is on. He kicked a 24-yard field goal in the first quarter, and this too is a 24-yard attempt. Jay Schrader is the holder, and the kick is good. Well, the Cardinals with superb defense and great ball control. 2 field goals by Greg Davis, and it's 6-0. Arizona Cardinals lead 6-0 by virtue of 2 field goals and a huge time of possession edge. A little over 20 minutes to a little over 8 minutes thus far, but I wonder whether that field goal and not the touchdown could come back to haunt him.
I'd have to agree with you. In fact, talking about it in between, we just were, and I have to think that getting the field goal kills them, because all that means at 6-0 is they're one big play away from being down by 1 point.
And the Eagles are known for their big plays. Herschel Walker back deep along with Vaughn Hebron. Davis will kick off for Arizona. It's a short kick, and Herschel Walker on the 15-yard line, returning for Philadelphia. He finds some running room and brings it out smartly to the 40-yard line. Well, join us this Thursday for a Fox NFL Thanksgiving Day special. Heather Locklear, yes, will join Terry, Howie, Jimmy, and James to make broadcast history, they tell us, in a special Fox NFL pregame show. And then the Green Bay Packers against the Super Bowl champs, the Dallas Cowboys, in a rematch of last year's playoff game. It all starts 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Packers licking their wounds after a loss today in Buffalo. And Cowboys riding high after coming back with a win today over Washington. First down on the 40. Cunningham starting out of the shotgun, gets pressure up the middle. James Joseph, and Joseph is hit.
Outstanding
play by Seth Joyner.
Outstanding. It doesn't get better than what Seth Joyner did right there. He had man coverage in Joseph all the way, and he fought off the 2 blocks. And you're gonna watch, Joseph's gonna come out. Watch Seth Joyner, 59. He has the people in front of him, and then watch how he works them off. There's one, and then there's the tackle.
Loss of 5 yards. Second down, Fred Barnett underneath, trying to get away from Cardinal defenders, goes out of bounds and stops the clock. Keep in mind the Eagles have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and a pickup of 4 yards on that play. Rich Kotite, who has won 37 and lost 23 in his 4 seasons, and remember 28 of those victories have come without Randall Cunningham, who was injured during that time. Third down and 11. Cunningham's pass incomplete, going for Williams. So once again, the Cardinals defense holds. They've done it all day. They did not sell out the game quick enough to lift the blackout, but we have about 76 or 77,000 today. Brian Barker with a good high kick. Patrick Robinson inside his 15 calls for the fair catch with exactly 1 minute to play in the first half. Again, coming up on the Dockers halftime, James and Terry will have all the scores and highlights from around the NFL. And that is all coming up next on the Dockers halftime. And Matt, as we get closer to the end of the season, it is time to talk about and consider the teams that have wild card shots. A big game for the Bears today with their win, but not so much for the Lions and the Packers in the Central.
Yeah, I think the Bears are playing really good team football, because when you look at them up and down the roster, they don't have any real game breakers. They don't have any guys who turn the game around, but what they do have is a Coach of the Year coach team and a team that's playing the best team football in the league.
Mark Higgs, who has gained 30 yards on 3 carries, is in the backfield on first down. Terry Samuels is the blocking back, and Higgs gets the call. Nothing doing. Under a minute remaining.
See Andy Harmon at the bottom of that pile, throwing his body in there with that cast.
And a timeout has been called by the Eagles here. The assistant and Buddy Ryan behind him. And, of course, the question that is always asked here is that what kind of respect does Buddy Ryan have not only for offenses around the league, but his own offense?
I never thought that he was big on offense, period, whether it was the opposing teams or his own. And Dave Atkins there is right now calling conservative game, but a game that's working for him. It's the same game that they've done for the last 10 weeks, just pounding the football. But right now, that offensive line is opening some holes.
Second down and 10. Ronald Moore is the running back. Eagles called the timeout. Play fake. Pressure, and down goes Schrader. And it was Greg Townsend coming in with the sack, and that is the first of the game for Philadelphia.
Yeah, that was a mismatch on the outside. Townsend lined up outside, and he just ran right past Samuels. Samuels was lined up on the wing and had to come back down inside. So he's going to just blow right inside. See, Samuels had to come back inside, and that's just a tough position to be in. And they slid the line over this way and had Samuels come back. You can't get that done.
Second sack of the year for Townsend, and the Eagles call their second timeout.
This is a situation here that Ryan's not comfortable with, throwing from out of your end zone.
Third and 19. And they're going to go with the handoff to Larry Centers. I tell you, they're really flirting with danger there, and the Eagles immediately call a timeout. Their last timeout of this first half.
That should give them good field position in the punt exchange. And again, with 6 points and Randall Cunningham, you're one play away from being tied up and then going down by 1.
And if you're the Cardinals and you get as close to the opposing goal line as the 10-yard line, you better get the touchdown. You may not get that many opportunities in a game.
Especially with this kind of team. I mean, you know, the way that the Cardinals have called the game. I'll tell you what, if you're in the Cardinals sideline right now, you got to be disappointed. You've controlled the ball all game long. You've been down in their territory, and you only have 6 points to show for it. That's got to be disheartening.
Eagles will be kicking. Remember, he can't touch that back white line, and Jeff Seidner is already standing in Cardinal territory. 47 seconds remaining. The Eagles are out of timeouts. kick off the side of his foot and out of bounds, and the Eagles are going to have a great field position here with 42 seconds remaining, and the worst time for Jeff Eagles to get off a bad one.
Get off a bad one. Bad one's a good adjective for that kick. That was horrendous. I mean, it almost comes off like it was blocked, but it wasn't. It just came off the side of his foot. And unless he was trying to hit somebody on the sideline, that's a terrible kick.
20-yard kick as you see it again. Didn't Fiegels get off a 7-yarder 2 weeks ago at Veterans Stadium?
Yeah, he really did.
So now the Eagles have a first down on the 22 of the Cardinals. They're out of timeouts. Cunningham out of the shotgun. The pass to Barnett, and he gets it to the 20. Gain of about 3. Eric Hill defending, and it's a hurry-up offense naturally.
I don't like that call at all. Going right back inside. You gotta work the outside, the perimeter of the field right now, or take your shot into the end zone.
Cunningham with a pass and thrown behind Calvin Williams, but there's a flag down and around the line of scrimmage with 19 seconds remaining.
And that looks like a hold. It's going to go against the Cardinals. Personal foul. They brought Lynch on that safety blitz.
So that's going to move the ball in closer with 19 seconds remaining. Dale Hamer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 29 of the defense, 15, half the distance to the goal.
See him coming clean, ball's gone, and he just jumps up in his face and hits him in the face so they can throw that flag.
And it'll be 1st and goal for the Eagles, who have not been shut out in the first half this year. Cunningham on the rollout. Fires, tipped, incomplete. Victor Bailey was the closest to it, and it was up for grabs after that first deflection.
They got 14 seconds, and they're going to bring the Ed Murray in to kick right now, which I think is a mistake. You have enough time to make this kind of throw again. Nice coverage by Hogue in the back. They're going to go for a field goal with 14 seconds.
They had another play.
Yeah, on 2nd down. They can throw into the end zone one more time and then make this kick.
Murray has slumped lately. This will be a 26-yard attempt. And Murray's kick is good. So now again, the point Matt made earlier, the Cardinals did not get a touchdown in their last score, had to settle for a field goal, and now the Eagles have narrowed the lead by Arizona to 3. It's 6-3 as Ed Murray kicks the field goal.
Yeah, but I don't get that. I don't get why you line up and kick, and with 10 seconds left on the clock, when 2nd down, you can go to the end zone one more time and take your shot. If not, hey, it's just incomplete. You kick it anyway. The most you could run off is 7 or 8 seconds, and you still have another 7 seconds to go.
Well, clock management has come into play for Buddy Ryan and the Cardinals in a couple of games this year, including last week with the Giants. But the Eagles are on the scoreboard.
You can see Kotite right there talking to Barnett. And I think there was some miscommunication in that last throw because there were 2 receivers in the same spot, and they should not have been there.
Bailey and Williams.
Bailey and Williams ended up in that same area. And now Cunningham's going to take off and roll to buy some time, which I like. And now the receivers they've got to be on the same page. But you see right here, you got 3 receivers, 3 defenders on 2 receivers. And there's something wrong. Anytime you get the guy in the same position like that, there's been miscommunication.
Funny that he's yelling at Barnett when it was Williams and Bailey. Chuck Levy is back deep. And Jeff Wilkins will be kicking off. He was signed this week for that purpose as a kickoff specialist for the Eagles. And Levy might have touched the ball and will down it there for the touchback with 10 seconds remaining in the half. Well, the coolest gang in Beverly Hills is going to the hottest concert of the year. This Wednesday, the Rolling Stones rock 90210, and it's not just an episode, it's an event. That's Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Holy smokes.
He'll be watching it.
The only stones that I roll are out of the field at home when I'm trying to clear the land.
Haven't you talked to your kids lately about
Holy.
First down on the 20.
I have to tell Madden about this one.
He might know already about it. And Schrader will kneel down and run out the clock in the first half. So kind of a bittersweet first half for the Cardinals, who dominated the ball control story, played an outstanding defensive half, but at the end of the first half, everyone to a man almost played badly for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they want to turn it back. Here is the wild card story. Remember, the conference records become a factor to break ties, barring head-to-head, and right now Philadelphia has the best wild card record, with the Bears right behind, and Rich Kotite knew how important this game was, and it's always tougher playing a team the second time around.
Yeah, it is because of familiarity, but then, you know, you knew what kind of game this was going to be, and it doesn't surprise you. The offenses are going to be dominated by the defenses. You expect big plays to come into play. We've not had the big plays today, and I still expect Cunningham to come up with one, which is why I go back earlier to saying that the Cardinals blew that scoring opportunity with only getting a field goal. Really, this game, you know, this is basically a nothing-nothing game.
As he pointed out, Jeff Wilkins, who was in the Dallas Cowboys camp out of Youngstown State in Ohio, kicking off, added to the team, and it's Chuck Levy returning for the Cardinals. Speedster from the University of Arizona, who Buddy Ryan says he will move to wide receiver next season, returns at 29 yards.
I think Buddy Ryan should stay out of offensive football and just stick with his defense.
Schrader with the passing by distance, and you can see pretty well balanced from the up to 20 yards. Nothing real deep so far by Jay Schrader.
Yeah, but they were going to take that one shot early with the flea flicker, and it didn't pan out. I expect to see something again here. They'll take at least one shot this half. They have to.
First down on the 37-yard line as we start the second half.
Big Joe Wolf jumped offside there. Big Joe out of
the snap, number 68.
Allentown, Pennsylvania. The guy owes me $500 because he came to my house 2 years ago, and we were working out in the weight room, and afterwards he wanted to take a dip in the pool, and he tried to do his Triple Lindy imitation, and he broke my diving board.
Well, you saw him in practice. Did he pay?
He ain't paying up. No, he's holding out. But I'll get it out of him yet. Big old fat lineman broke my diving board. I'll get him.
A few bad comments, you know, he may pay off. Just a
couple offsides like that, and I'll get him.
First down and 15. And the give is to Ronald Moore. Good charge by Moore, and a flag is down as he went head-to-head with Zordich.
Nice job on that left side of the offensive line with Joe Wolf right there, and Holman and Dye inside along with Cunningham. They're really winning the battle up front, and in games like this, hey, that's where it's always won and lost. They're going to be grinding it out all the time, and it comes down to that O-line.
Holding, number 79, the offense.
That's Ed Cunningham, the center, so this is a brutal way to start the second half if you follow the Cardinals with the 2 penalties. So they're going backwards. They have a total of 15 yards in penalties, and the ball is back to the 23. They did start originally from the 37. Randall Cunningham looking at the play sheet when the Eagles go on offense again. And the give is to Moore. And Moore gets a couple. We'll bring up second and long. 4-yard pickup for Ronald Moore.
And I think the Eagles are in pretty good shape when they have Harmon and William Perry inside. You know, the thing to remember about William Perry is it's really hard to cut back on him because he's not running out of there real fast. I mean, if you start going one way and come back, chances are Fridge is still going to be there. And that time when Moore tried to get him to start and come back, he was right in the middle of it.
Moore leaves the game. He has gained 58 yards, and Larry Centers now behind the quarterback on second down and 21. Schrader under pressure on the blitz. Pass downfield, actually threw it out of bounds. William Thomas, not the only Eagle charging Schrader on that play.
That was very well conceived by the Eagle defense. Now watch Thomas. He's going to come over with the motion, and then he's going to bring the pressure. Comes right up, and now Schrader is forced to have to throw a nice hold right there. See that hold? And then McMillan, they're trying to get man-to-man on Clark on the stop and go. And had he had time, he may have been able to lay that thing out there.
6 defensive backs now for the Eagles. 3rd down and 21. And another set of flags thrown. And it's against the Cardinals, so that is their 3rd penalty.
5 yards. Still 3rd down.
3rd penalty against the Cardinals on their first possession here of the second half.
They go to 3rd and 26. Now you'll expect all zone right now from the Eagles. What they'll do is they'll just sit back and they'll make you throw to them. And they'll get good deep drops by the linebackers, and they'll try to force Schrader to throw over the backers and give the opportunity for their DBs to make an interception.
Ball back on the 22-yard line. Schrader's pass underneath to Larry Centers. And he is tackled by Otis Smith. Nowhere for Schrader to go. They had 2 deep zone back there and a gain of 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down, and Jeff Eagles will come in to kick it away.
Again, another opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles to get good field position. Jeff Seidner settling down at about the 25-yard line, so they should get decent field position out of this return.
Eagles gets off a fine kick. Seidner at the 25. He's knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Reeves and Seidner jaw to jaw. Come on.
And Kenny Rose gets over there to settle it all down.
And Matt Millen back at Sun Devil Stadium. All we've had are field goals thus far. Greg Davis kicked 2. Ed Murray has kicked 1. That's our story as the Eagles come out 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. Herschel Walker and Charlie Garner are the running backs. And the pitch is to Garner. Garner, injury-riddled, has had some big games with a good gain of 9 yards. Lorenzo Lynch.
Watch Brian Reeves. Remember last week he had the game-winning touchdown? Well, you take him and then you stick him back outside. Watch him get mugged. See, Frazier has the face mask right there, and then takes a cheap shot on him right there, and then he gets up. Now, this is what I like. Fix the face mask, and then get right down there and throw your body in. Makes the tackle.
And then he gets mad at Seidner, of all people.
Now, he's just psyching himself. All he's doing is telling himself, not Seidner, how good he did.
2nd down and 1. He did pretty well. And Charlie Garner has the 1st down for the Philadelphia Eagles. Clyde Simmons making the tackle.
I'll tell you
this. 4.
Right now, what the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff said at halftime was, forget all this stuff. Let's go back to running the football. Charlie Garner, we're going to hand you the ball, and you just start taking it right upfield. And that's what Kotite's done. They've come out, and they're just handing it off, and they're just letting the offensive line get right into getting a push on that defensive line.
And that is the first rushing 1st down for the Eagles today. On the 43, Cunningham on a pass. Out of the backfield is Walker. Look how strong he is as he bounced off Seth Joyner and got a couple of extra yards. And a gain of 6.
Swan working inside is starting to light things up. Now watch him work on Holmes. 73 takes him, throws him. Now nice job by Holmes of posting with that left hand. He did a nice job of getting his hand in his face, and that allows Cunningham to buy the time to throw to Walker. Now watch the balance by Walker and the strength.
2nd down and 4 at the 49 of Philadelphia. Cunningham with a quick toss, and Barnett unable to hold on to it. Aeneas Williams, who's one of the best, defending on the play.
You know, Swan's talking right now back inside. You can see him, number 98. He's going to come up and he'd start to work. Now, the one thing, you see they double him. The one thing that you found out about Eric Swan, oh, nice job of holding on to him down there. That's a good hold by Thompson, is when he pass rushes, he likes to pass rush to the offensive guy's right side. That's a strong tendency that he's got to learn to break.
He has a sack today. Third down pass, incomplete. That was Odie Harris, who's defending Calvin Williams. And once again, the Cardinals putting big pressure on Randall Cunningham, and that'll bring up fourth down.
No surprise, another blitz. Put the pressure on Cunningham. Watch Terry Ho coming off the top. Clears right around, and look, even though he doesn't get the hit on him, what he does do is he creates pressure, and Cunningham feels it and lets go of the ball fast.
Brian Barker to kick, and back is Patrick Robinson for Arizona. Deep, long kick, and Robinson will let it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for the touchback. Still 6-3 with a lot of time remaining in the third. Louis Sharp of the Cardinals back on the sidelines. He was carted off the field after suffering torn knee ligaments in the first half. Rick Cunningham replaced him, actually went to right tackle with Joe Wolf moving to the left side. First and 10 on the 20 for Arizona. Ronald Moore cutting upfield, and Moore gets about 4 or 5. Michael Zordich on the tackle. Let's take a look now at the NFC Central Division. The Minnesota Vikings are trailing the New York Jets 24-14. And if that score holds, the Bears, by winning today, will move into a tie for first place. We talked about the Bears enhancing their wild card chances. Packers lost, and the Lions lost today.
And I think Green Bay, that was a big loss right there for them today, up in Buffalo. And the Bears playing, I think, over their heads right now. I think you got to look at the Chicago football Bears, especially coming into here, and then the schedule they have the rest of the way is pretty favorable.
Second down and 7 on the 23. Raiders pass incomplete. I like the way you said Chicago football Bears, like they say the New York football Giants.
Yeah, it sounded good. You know, I think it sounds right when you say the Chicago football Bears.
As opposed to the...
Yeah, it's like the Bears. I don't know why.
Or the
Bears, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Dave Wanstead has it going. And you're right, without any big marquee stars on either side of the ball, the Bears have won some big games this year. Jay Schrader's numbers, 9 for 14. Now a third down and 7 coming up. Schrader with a deep pass, and it's caught.
There's a surprise.
Gary Clark, and he pulls up lame. He beat Eric Allen, the old pro who's not been 100%, but what a money receiver he is.
That's a tough guy. I mean, this is if I were the Cardinals, I've said it before, I'd have him in the game all the time, and I would get the ball to him as much as I can, because, look, that coverage was outstanding. Eric Allen was right on top of him, but if there's a shot for that ball to be caught, Clark's going to make it.
36-yard play, and Cardinals have the fewest completions over 20 yards in the league, so that was unusual for them. First down on the 41 of the Eagles. Mark Higgs is in at running back. Look at that cut as he bounces off William Perry. And a gain of 3. Well, Gary Clark, one of your former teammates with the Washington Redskins, and one of the players you obviously respect.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but this first one is simple. The guy has no fear. He'll do anything, catch it in the middle, he'll block, because he's unbelievably competitive. And you want to know something? I think this guy is wasted. He's got to be on the field more, and they've got to get the ball in his hands more. Every time that happens, big plays happen for this Cardinal team.
Second down and 7 at the 38. And the pitch goes to Larry Centers. off the right side. Good blocking and a Cardinal first down after an 11-yard pickup. Greg Jackson on the stop.
What I've been impressed with the Cardinals today is that they've not stuck with the same kind of running game. They varied it all game long. Remember early they started pounding the middle. Then the Eagles adjusted. And you can see the nice block right up here, just cut right back inside. Then they started to go outside and cut back. And now they're starting to just work the perimeter on the outside game.
And they're using a lot of people, too, for 112 yards total. Higgs, Moore, and Centers. First down on the 27. And they give it to Larry Centers again. Larry Centers, close to another Cardinal first down, and he may have it. He's an outstanding receiver, and Buddy Ryan, he's one of the people he really respects on the offensive unit.
Well, you know why? Because he's just like Gary Clark, same kind of guy. And he's the best small fullback in the league. I mean, he's not a big guy, but he has big playability like we talked about. He'll block when you ask him to block. He'll run inside. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. This guy's got the whole package. He just needs to get the ball in his hands more. I think I'm going to coach this team.
That's a news break. First and 10 on the 16. And they give inside, and Larry Centers again. He is the workhorse on this drive by the Cardinals as he picks up 6 yards to the 10.
This is the best the offensive line for the Cardinals has played all year. Watch them right across the board. They just get into their guys. Nice job by Cunningham on Fridge. A nice guy by Coleman. And then they just get Centers the room to work those legs, and he can churn up field. But right now, this Cardinal offensive line is picking up where the Cleveland Browns offensive line ended last week.
Second and 4 under pressure. And the pass is thrown away. Schrader knew that he had to get rid of the ball, and he wisely threw it beyond the end zone.
But Ricky Prohl didn't know anything was coming. Ricky Prohl was stalking McMillan as if he was going to block. And so he goes back to Huntley. He's talking about it. But Schrader was looking for him all the way on a fade, and it never materialized.
Key man for the Cardinals on this drive is Larry Centers, who has carried 3 times for 28 yards. He's their leading receiver on the year. Third down and 4, the ball at the 10.
Big play right here for the Philadelphia Eagles. They hold them to 3. They've done their job.
They didn't get it off in time. We'll have a delay of the game penalty. Clock ran down to 0 before the snap.
Remember, I told you.
Delay of game. Offense. 5 yards. Still third down.
Schrader was looking for Ricky Prohl on the fade. And Prohl looks like he's stalking McMillan right here. Looks like he's going to block him. See? And he looks back inside like, what the heck's going on? And the ball comes way over his head to the right there.
Costly penalty on the delay of the game. The ball is set back to the 15. Cardinals have to get inside the 5-yard line to keep possession. Otherwise, they're going to have to try a field goal.
Yeah, well, you take your chance with 1 or 2 guys here. Centers or Clark, you got to get the ball in their hands.
Centers goes in motion. Schrader runs out of the pocket. And Schrader will dive out of bounds, and that will bring up 4th down. And Greg Davis set to come in, and let's see what the Cardinals decide. No move yet.
Yeah, well, that offensive line's been winning the battle. Maybe they're going to go for it. And now they're going to kick it instead. Chalk this one up as a victory for the Eagles. Again, now you force them to go and only go up by 6 if they make it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Davis has kicked 2 24-yard field goals, and guess where this one is from? Again, 24 yards.
Lucky guess.
That's what Davis has done distance-wise this year. Schrader is the holder. The kick is perfect. And the Cardinals have added to their lead. It is now 9-3 in favor of Arizona with 5:40 remaining in the third quarter. Arizona Cardinals struggling on offense, but look what they've done. 246 yards. They have dominated the time of possession. Randall Cunningham has thrown for only 30 yards, yet the Eagles are one touchdown away from taking the lead.
They're one play away, really.
Davis kicking off, and Herschel Walker inside his 5, returning. Walker to the 30. Herschel Walker, and it's a flag down, and Walker's still going.
That ball's coming back, boys.
And he goes into the end zone, but you can tell by the uninspired look on Walker that the penalty will be against the Eagles' illegal block.
Nah, that's a hold. That's a hold at about the 35-yard line.
It'll nullify a
holding
7-yard return.
Number 38 on the return.
Rich Miano. Yeah, so we talked about it being one play away, and that was the play. And now it gets taken back the other way.
Well, the Eagles still have to go to work. Still trailing by 6. 9-3, the Eagles, after the 97-yard return, was nullified by a holding penalty. First down on the 24. Randall Cunningham's pass, intended for Calvin Williams, is incomplete. Let's see if we can spot the hold on Walker's kickoff return.
Yeah, it's going to be on Miano 38, and it's going to show up right here at the bottom left hand of your screen. Watch it right there. That's the hold they're calling, and it would have to be here. And to be honest with you, from this angle, it's hard to see, but that doesn't look like a hold. And then that may have been the one big play that they get.
Second down and 10. Cunningham throws up the middle, and the pass to Maurice Johnson is complete. Right now for a McDonald's game break. Let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
All right, Dick, New Orleans finally scored on a fumble recovery, but the Raiders answer right back as Hostetler finds Rocket Ismail. And yes, indeed, they are back on top by 10, 5.5 left in the third. Let's take you back to Arizona. Dick and Matt.
I think those Raiders are starting to find those other receivers again. Looking at a 3rd and short. Big play for the Eagles right here.
3rd and 1. Maurice Johnson in motion. James Joseph dives.
If he got that, that's all James Joseph.
I think it was, and it is.
I think he jumped over 3 guys.
By the way, Mark Bavaro had limped off the field prior to that last play, and it is a first down. So James Joseph, who's seeing his first action in the last 3 games with a sprained knee.
And now looking at his foot. Watch James Joseph. He just goes vertical here. Watch this. Goes back right over. 1, 2. He jumped over 3 guys. That's great effort.
A lot of depth in that Eagle backfield. First down on the 35. Cunningham. Pass is complete to Calvin Williams. Gets a few extra yards into Cardinal territory.
Now, I don't know how that happened. You got Eric Hill on Calvin Williams way out in the flat.
21-yard gain to Williams.
Watch Williams. Oh, they're trying to double take away the underneath with Hill from the inside out. That's a long way to go for Hill, and a pretty good job. And they had him in the zone. Nice job by Cunningham of reading that and finding the open guy there.
Williams has not caught a touchdown pass in the last 8 games.
Yeah, they need to get the ball into his hands more, too.
First down on the 44, and the pass dropped that time by Calvin Williams. And that'll bring up second down. Well, the Eagles' offense improving. In the first half, they had 21 total yards, Matt, and in their last drive, 19, and they picked up more than that already in this possession.
Yeah, well, they should have just had more right there. When Calvin Williams isn't getting the football, and you start saying they got to get the ball in the guy's hands, when he has the opportunity, you can't drop it. I mean, at this level, balls should not be dropped.
Charlie Garner back in running back. Second down and 10.
Free play. Does a good job by Cunningham.
Cunningham wants to get big chunky yardage, and it's incomplete. Penalty should be against the Cardinals. Fred Barnett downfield. Terry Hogue was right with him.
Sometimes Cunningham will just take off too soon. I think that was one of those instances. They jumped off sides. He knows he has the free play. Let his pocket develop instead of taking off right away.
Offside, number 90 of the defense, 5 yards. Still second down.
Now, once you get out, of the pocket, you're free game. I mean, you're open season. And the game bird Swan, he knows that, so he takes the shot.
That's his name, game bird.
Yeah, I still think it's just one of those birds that look nice.
Mark Bavaro has a sprained right foot, questionable as to whether he'll be back. Second down and 5 on the Cardinal 39. Play fake, and Cunningham is down quickly by Seth Joyner.
Second time today that they tried to run those boots. The first one was the first play of the game, and his old Eagle friend batted the ball down. Now the second time they run it, his old Eagle friend just gives them a nice tackle. Watch Seth Joyner, 59, at the bottom of your screen. He never goes for any of that stuff. In fact, he runs right by Calvin Williams and Bernard Williams and makes the tackle.
Seth Joyner, one of the 7 former Eagles on the Cardinals. Look at the pressure. 2 sacks. Cunningham's pass.
Nice ball.
Is caught, and a fine catch by Victor Bailey. Bailey had a big year last season when Barnett was lost to injury and has been kind of a forgotten man this time.
Well, that wasn't one forgotten right there. Cunningham came out and knew exactly where he was going with that ball. And then he put some mustard on this thing because that's some pretty tight coverage down there. Look at the ball is gone, and then it's right in between 2 people. Again, you had Williams and Bailey in the same spot. That shouldn't happen.
12-yard gain, first down Eagles. And the give is to Charlie Garner. And Garner may have picked up a yard, may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Eric Swan made the play.
You know, so much has been talked about when Randall Cunningham is out of the pocket in his big play ability, but you can see today there's been nothing there. Look at this, no yards, no completions, and of course this is inconsequential since none of this happened. When he's been most effective has been right inside the pocket, because I think what he has there is time, and he can gain a little bit of patience. When he's out of the pocket, he feels rushed and he just starts to throw it anywhere.
Second and 9. Cunningham gets hit and is down.
That's a thrown ball.
It is an incompleted pass. Wilbur Marshall came in untouched. No one picked him up, and there's a penalty marker down. We may have a unsportsmanlike conduct call away from the play. Dale Hamer will unravel it for us.
Marshall just comes right outside. Nobody touches him at all. The back was responsible, couldn't get over there. Wilbur beat the block. And you saw the arm coming forward. See that? That's an incomplete pass all the way.
He had that arm up in a hurry.
And I don't know what these people complain about all this stuff for. That's going to be against the Cardinals, and a big one.
Personal foul, number 98 of the defense. Dead ball foul, 15 yards.
Well, we know, Matt, how much Eric Swan was upset at the Philadelphia Eagles, and I wonder whether he had the temper get the best of him for that big penalty against him right here.
Yeah, and it's usually the guy who's retaliating who gets called. And that had to be in that whole scrum after the play was over.
5 first downs this half, 3 in the first half for Philadelphia, and the pass is broken up. Eric Hill defending against Maurice Johnson, the tight end. So the Eagles have improved their offense, still trailed 9-3.
Cunningham had time that time in the pocket, and in this zone you see Barnett runs right through the zone, nobody around him. You see Terry Hogue was over the top, but Cunningham was looking back inside the whole time.
Barnett has caught 4 passes for 24 yards today. Second down and 10. Cunningham with a pattern.
Intercepted.
It's intercepted. Is it Williams? And a flag is down. Barnett was the intended receiver, and Aeneas Williams grabbed the pass.
Yeah, he may also have grabbed some of Barnett. That may be going against the Cardinals.
This crowd will react.
Pass interference on the offense, number 86. Penalty decline.
It is against Barnett. offensive pass interference. So the interception will go.
Well, I'll tell you what, another pathetic call. I don't know what the heck these guys are looking at, to be honest with you.
For Aeneas Williams, it is 6th interception of the year, and he came into the game tied for the NFC lead with Merton Hanks and DJ Johnson, number 6, but he's shaken up. Will return. Stockton, Matt Millen, 1:26 to go. Aeneas Williams with the interception that stood after offensive pass interference called against Fred Barnett. So the Cardinals will have the ball on the 1, and Williams walked off on his own power after he was shaken up. First down on the 1-yard line. And the give to Larry Centers. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
You watch Barnett and Aeneas Williams here now. What they may be calling is that Barnett goes over the top, which I think is a bogus call because Barnett has the right to this ball. Then the other thing to remember is, I think, to be honest with you, that Barnett is the guy who made this interception. See how he pulls it right down, and then that allows Williams to get control.
Last year, Williams intercepted a Cunningham pass. An Eagles pass ran 41 yards for a touchdown.
That's a great play by Aeneas Williams, though.
Second down and 10 at the 1. Larry Centers.
Nice play by Bill Romanowski and a nice read.
The Eagles have only 3 defensive backs in there now. Ken Rose has come in as an extra linebacker.
Yeah, but watch Romo. He was inside, and they had just started to pound it. And then what he does is he bounces here and then bounces right back outside. Now that's playing running back defensively. You have to have the same vision, and Romanowski had it right there.
Third down and 8. Final seconds being ticked off in the third quarter, and the Cardinals are not going to run the play. And they're going to move about 100 yards to get set for the fourth quarter. That is the end of the third quarter with the score, the Cardinals 9 and the Eagles 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local station. 9-3 in favor of the Cardinals. Third down and 8. The ball is at the 3-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Jay Schrader in his own end zone, and his pass is gone.
Nice hit.
Larry Centers makes a big play. It'll be shy of the first down.
Yeah, nice play by William Thomas. What a great break on the ball. And that ball was thrown, and again, Schrader, he really threw it on the line, and then Willie Thomas, he read it as fast as Schrader read it. Watch as he's going to back out the zone, and now he reads Centers all the way. Watch the break of the ball before the ball's ever thrown. Boom, right there, hat on hat. It's good reaction. That's good defense. You play that zone, you let things develop underneath in front of you, and then when you see the quarterback make his read, you make your read, come up and drill him.
Well, what that short game did was give Jeff Eagles some room in the end zone to kick the ball away. Jeff Seidner is back for the Eagles and standing in midfield. Good high kick by Fiegels, and the kick will bounce out of bounds at about the 47-yard line in Philadelphia territory as the Eagles, who missed their chance last time around, go to work against Buddy Ryan's defense. The ball over twice. Cardinals have not been able to capitalize, and now it'll be first down for Philadelphia, just short of midfield, and you're looking at the best fourth quarter defense in the NFL, only 33 points allowed. Cunningham will throw on first down, and he drills it, and it's incomplete. Barnett was the receiver, and a flag down. Aeneas Williams, and there is running around.
I think
Clyde Simmons shaken up.
That might be one of those flags of guilt from the officials. You know, he blew one down here on this end, so he give him one down at this end.
It's like a great book,
Flags of Guilt. James Michener wrote
Illegal contact on the defense, 5 yards, previous spot, first down.
It's on Barnett and Williams. This has been great all day long. This has been a tremendous matchup. Now watch, he tries to take away the inside. No, he got him. Forget the flags of guilt. He had him. He got him. He bumped him past the 5 yards, and then he got a hand on him inside. But I think overall, the defensive back play for the Cardinals today has been outstanding.
First down in Cardinal territory. And the pass caught by Calvin Williams and wrestled down immediately by Brent Alexander for a short gain. And a lot of receivers even without Rising.
Terrence Mathis is having a Pro Bowl year. He's leading the league in receptions, and he does it week in and week out.
Second down and 1 on the Cardinal 38. Cunningham breaks out of the pack and flips it to Herschel Walker. And Walker gets inside the 20-yard line and out of bounds close to the 10.
That was all Randall Cunningham.
23 yards.
Remember we talked about at one point it's just going to be a big play. Well, here's another one. Now, this should have been a sack, but because of Cunningham's feet and his ability to make people miss in the pocket, he rolls out. Now watch the presence. Wilbur Marshall gets the bump, and then he forces Cunningham to throw. And the good job by Walker of staying with the play the whole way through.
Great touch.
Yeah, nice touch. Nice presence by Cunningham.
I'd have to say that's a big play in this game, right?
No question. Yeah.
First down at the 14. Eagles trail by 6.
And somebody jumped inside, and Wilbur Marshall just stepped over and started pointing.
Number 73, prior to the snap.
It was Lester Holmes.
5 yards. Still first down.
Now this is the area on the field in that red zone where the Cardinals are really tough. Now what they've been doing is they've been throwing all kinds of blitzes, and every time they blitz, he's been pretty good. You know, 5 and 9 to 43 yards, and again, like the big play they just had there, now they'll start to zone you, and they'll make you work that whole field. It's a tough, short field and an easier one to defend, tougher to throw against.
First down and 15, the ball at the 19. Here comes Eric Hill on the blitz and Swan, and they complete the pass to Calvin Williams to the 15.
Again, all Cunningham. I mean, that blitzer came clean, right up the middle. See, there's Wilbur. That guy, he just kills me. That guy is quiet all week long, and then Sundays, he just comes to explode. Now watch the blitz up the middle by Hill. And what happens, because he's inside, that frees up Swan to the outside. But again, watch how Cunningham just sees it, gets up in the air, and finds Williams inside. Outstanding.
Well, he's finding Williams now. Second down and 8. In pressure up the middle.
A lot of time.
Cunningham dropped by Fred Barnett, who started to run before he caught the pass.
Yeah, and Cunningham saw him all the way across. Very nice job. Cunningham's going to the sideline there, but I think he bumped something.
Left hand, I think.
Yeah, but watch how he had the patience to follow him all the way across and waited till he got open. And then, oh, that was a beautiful shot. Did you see that? Barnett turned his head and looked up.
Left hand got caught under Bankston.
Yeah, but Barnett, the ball was right in his hand, and he turned his head back upfield. And all you receivers out there, that's rule number 1. Watch the ball all the way in.
Big third down play coming up for the Eagles. Cunningham fires. Incomplete. And that'll bring up fourth down. And Cunningham looking for a pass interference call that won't be made. Maurice Johnson was his target.
Well, he had time to throw the football. It's just that nobody could get open. And he was looking for Mo Johnson back underneath. And again, a great job by the Cardinal defense, especially their secondary. They're playing very, very well today.
Ed Murray, who has kicked a 26-yarder today, did not have any attempts against the Browns last week. This is a 30-yarder with Barker holding. And the kick is good. So a game that has been filled with field goals. We have had 5, and it's 9-6 in favor of the Cardinals. Plenty of time remaining.
Non-throwing thumb. Right here, it gets right here. He tries to brace himself with Bankston. See, right down there. See that? Now, the bad news is he jammed his thumb. The good news is it's on the other hand. Now, that could affect how he takes a snap. But I remember
Bubby Brister.
Yeah. Remember last year, Bubby Brister dislocated that thumb on the sideline, snapped it right back in, and went right back and played.
Here's Chuck Levy on the return for the Cardinals. And he brings it out beyond the 30-yard line. Well, the NFL next Sunday, most of you will see the Eagles, these same Eagles, go against the Falcons at the Georgia Dome. Some of you will see Tampa Bay against Minnesota. Some of the late games, the Bears come to challenge these Cardinals. Buddy Ryan's former club, Chicago, one of them. Giants against the Redskins, and the Rams against the San Diego Chargers. So check your local listings for NFL football on Fox next Sunday. 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line for the Cardinals. Handoff is to Ronald Moore. Cardinals have 3 field goals for their tallies today, all from 24 yards out. But keep in mind that they had a 1st and goal at the 10, a 1st and 10 at the 14, and a 1st down on the 16 of the Eagles. And all they could manage were 3 field goals, but it's been enough to give them a lead. Now here's Cunningham, who has taken every snap this season. The only NFL quarterback to achieve that. Bubby Brister, his backup. 2nd down and 6. Mark Higgs in at running back. Here is Mark Higgs. And a flag is down. Penalty down. Greg Jackson makes the stop after a pickup of 1. Good play by Jackson. Higgs might have been off.
Did you see Higgs at the end of the play with Big Joe Wolf? No, Higgs is, Wolf was taking Flores and pushing him around, and Higgs.
Holding, number 89, 10 yards. Repeat 2nd down.
And then Higgs, who comes up to Wolf's waist, turns him around and pushes him back to the huddle. See, they caught Terry Samuels on the hold in a self-destruct mode right here by the Cardinals.
Talk about Higgs. He's only 5'7", but he weighs 192, and Buddy Ryan said he doesn't like small players, but he says he's short, but he's not small.
Oh, yeah, he's a big guy. He just happens to be cut off. If you looked at his weight, he should probably be about 6'1".
2nd down and 16.
And I should be about 7'4".
Be in the NBA with those numbers. Schrader's pass deflected. Intended for Brian Reeves.
Boy, they get away with another hold inside. Greg Townsend just had the guy beat inside, and they just put the clamps on him. There's old T. Watch Townsend right inside number 93. He's going to work the shoulder, and look at Ernest Dye. Just put the clamp. He just got away with a good hold inside there. You know, this is where good football teams play good. You know, when the games are close, 4th quarter, this is when your good players start to come through.
Cardinals 4 for 11 on 3rd downs. It's 3rd and long for Schrader out of the shotgun. Got pressure from Harmon and throws the ball away. Andy Harmon.
Nice stunt.
Came in strong, and
yeah, they ran that nice stunt up front with all the defensive linemen, and Harmon came clean.
So it is 4th down, and the Cardinals can't make any headway. They are leading 9-6, and will have to kick it.
Well, the biggest free agent in all the whole year and all the free agency that went on in this league, the best move was made by the Philadelphia Eagles, and it wasn't a player. It was retaining Bud Carson.
They have seen the dividends that's paid this year. Eagles will kick, and Seidner back deep. Kind of a floater that bounces at the 35 and goes out of bounds. With 10:05 remaining.
In good field position, the Eagles again starting at their 35-yard line.
Looking for their 8th win in 11 starts this year. That would solidify their position in the NFC East. Their starting position in the 40-yard line, a big edge over what the Cardinals have had to start from. They begin from the 35. Cunningham with a pass. Calvin Williams, and he gets close to the 1st yard right now. Go against the Eagles. Battle of the Birds again. We have a bird battle today. That's next Sunday on Fox.
Yeah, this game's for the Birds.
First down on the 45 of the Eagles. Cunningham trapped. Keeps his foot.
Oh, what it's unbelievable! That was
to Herschel Walker, who fumbles, and the Cardinals get it back.
Holy smokes! What a tremendous play by Randall Cunningham.
But Lorenzo Lynch made the recovery on the Walker fumble, and the Cardinals get it back in great field position.
Well, Cunningham has just woke up. Now watch the presence. Watch he makes you miss down in here. He gets tripped up, keeps his balance. This is vintage Cunningham. Now look at this. Now watch the block. He gets two guys with one. And then at the other end, the fumble that Terry Hogue causes and Aeneas Williams picks up. Watch Cunningham. Now, there's the presence to flip it back to Herschel, but watch the block. Takes out Bankston and Wilbur Marshall. Hogue sticks his helmet right on the ball, and then Aeneas Williams is right there.
First down on the 42-yard line. Best starting field position for the Cardinals today. Mark Higgs, the running back, gets the call on first down. Higgs doesn't need much of a hole and didn't get many yards on the play. Just 3 on that one. Eagles +7 in the turnover ratio. Second in the conference. Today they're -1, but so far neither team has been able to capitalize on a turnover, and there is a shaken up Eagle, and it's Greg Townsend.
Yeah, it's funny because Townsend right now, I could see Townsend really picking the pace of the game. He knew and knows right now that there's got to be plays to be made. And he started on the other side of the field and came right down and just threw his body in the middle of that whole thing. I think this is where the Eagles have benefited from free agency. I think they have a bunch of guys who they picked up who know and understand how to play this game.
Townsend still down, and we'll take a break. All right, he's on the sideline, replaced by Bert Grossman. Under 9 minutes remaining. Cardinals trying to keep their wild card hopes alive, and the Eagles trying to rebound from the loss to the Browns a week ago. Second down and 7. Here comes the blitz and the flip to centers out of the backfield. Good call against the blitz, and the Cardinals close to the first down in Eagle territory. Greg Jackson making the stop. Let's look at the Cardinals and how they have selected their plays today.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the run and the pass right here, and you can see they're running more, but the impressive thing here today is how they were running. Remember, we talked about early, they pounded the middle, and then they started to go with the cutback, and then they started to work the perimeter. And I think that's been very effective for him.
Higgs has been a big factor today with 36 yards on 6 carries. First and 10 on the 47 of the Eagles. Greg Townsend back in there for Philadelphia. Hand off again to Larry Centers. Good running. He gets to the outside in a hurry, and Centers picks up 6 yards before William Thomas brings him down.
And Townsend's just yapping right at that official because he's saying he's being held. And Townsend came right back inside, and a good job by Centers of seeing it and then bouncing right outside. See how Townsend came back underneath and got clamped on, and then Centers bounced it out.
Matt Centers has gained 36 yards rushing today, so they've had a deep backfield as well, and 152 rushing yards in all. Second down and 4. Gets pressure and throws the ball away. He had 2 Eagles bearing down on him, including Andy Harmon.
And Ed Harmon, he's been playing really well this year. And it's hard for me even to imagine how he does it. He has that big cast in his hand. He broke a bone in his hand. And when he goes to put his hand down to take off, and that's his down hand, he has to go flat-handed. And that is really tough to do. It's tough to get any kind of a jump. In fact, he told us last night that he feels like he lost that quick step because of that stance.
And it's also affected his shoulder as well. He had 2 sacks against the Cardinals 2 weeks ago in Philadelphia.
See how he's got to go flat-handed like that? That's really hard to come out of the ball like that.
3rd down and 4. And the Cardinals are going to use up a timeout. That is the first timeout by either team in the second half.
Or either, depending on how you say it. Yeah.
Tomato.
Me, that's either. Yeah. For either team. And this is a big down right here. You know, you got 7:14 to go. Big 3rd down for the Cardinals.
They lead it by a field goal. Receivers.
This looks like a job for Larry Centers.
Schrader going up top.
He has him wide.
And the pass intended for Ricky Prohl. Beating the defense by a good margin.
Yep, he had the 2 steps that he needed, and Schrader knew it right away. He just put too much air on that thing. They tried to double Prohl, and the way to beat that zone like that, and he sees it right away, is to run right through the middle of it, which he does. He has 2 good steps, but just a little bit too far, and Prohl can't get to it.
Cardinals will kick, and Jeff Feagles will be kicking to Jeff Seidner. Going for the sideline, and Seidner is going to pick it up inside the 10. Good decision by Seidner, because that ball might have been down inside the 5, and it was David Merritt on the stop. Exactly 7 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Flag down upfield.
And they're saying it's against the Philadelphia Eagles. And that could give them a 1st down to the Cardinals.
Personal foul, number 69, head slap at the line of scrimmage, 15 yards, 1st down.
That's Bert Grossman, number 69, with a costly penalty.
Is that a post-possession or? No?
No, it isn't. The Cardinals' ball. Their offense is coming back on the field, so that is a big penalty against the Philadelphia Eagles here.
Watch Grossman. He's right over here on the left side, and he's going to go, I think, with a head slap is what they're calling. You tell me where it was. Now watch Greg Townsend and Randy Kirk inside. Oh. Now that's got to be what they called. But they called it on Grossman, and if they called it on Grossman, the guy's blind.
Looks like George Foreman against Mora. For the knockout. 1st down on the 26. Big costly penalty against the Eagles. Here comes the blitz up the middle. And Larry Centers powers his way to about the 21-yard line. William Perry is at their bottom.
Nice job by Larry Centers of reading that blitz. And they're going to take Britt Hager, and they're going to run him right inside. Now watch, Hager hits in here, so he's just going to run right over here to the bubble. All he's doing is just reading inside, and now Fridge has got to get over there and can't get over in time. Now he does get over and get his hands on the tackle, but not before he picked up 4 yards.
Larry Centers has gained 40 yards on the ground. He has also caught 6 passes for 47 yards. A big all-round day for Larry Centers. 2nd down and 6 on the Eagle 22. Mark Higgs back in at running back. On the pitch, Mark Higgs.
Oh, nice play by Bill Romanowski.
He cut right through and stopped Higgs. It might be a loss on the play.
It doesn't get any better than that for an outside linebacker. Now he had Larry Centers right on him. And in football, you take care of first things first. And a lot of times what happens is you'll have the running back come after you, and you'll take your eyes off the blocker to get to the running back. Romo didn't do that, and he made the play.
Hard to believe that the longest rushing touchdown for the Cardinals is 10 yards. The longest passing touchdown is shorter than that, 9. 3rd and 5. Schrader's pass is caught close to the 1st down. Now they rule it incomplete. Brian Reeves, last week's hero for the Cardinals, couldn't hold on.
Yeah, nice read by Schrader. He saw the blitz coming, and he saw Reeves in the slot, and the guy was 15 yards deep to cover him, which was Greg Jackson. And then you see the ball just wasn't controlled. And then again, maybe you're wrong. That was a catch.
We never saw the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, look at this.
Well, let's see it again.
No, look, it comes down, and then he pulls it back up, and he gets hold of it.
38-yard field goal attempt by Davis, who has kicked 3 thus far today.
Make it 4.
This kick is long enough, and it's perfect. Greg Davis, with his 4th field goal of the game, has given the Cardinals a lead of 12-6 with 5:16 to go in the 4th quarter.
Now, this is the pass completion that was ruled an incompletion. Watch Reeves. Now, the ball's going to slip through his hands, and then right before it hits the ground, he pops it right back up and then gets his hands, look at this, right underneath it.
Right underneath it.
I got news for you. That's called a completion. They ruled it an incompletion. Would have given him a first down.
39-yard field goal. There you see that the ball.
Now, see, that's his left hand got underneath the ball, and it looks like he popped it back up.
Well, the Cardinals have to settle for the 3-pointer, and it's now 12-6. So the Eagles, this has been their case. It's like they're chasing their own tail today. They still need a touchdown and an extra point to come out a winner. They've never led in this game.
Yeah, this game for the Birds.
And next week when the Eagles play the Falcons, it'll be
another game for the Birds.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember last time they had the big kickoff return that got brought back on a holding call on Rich Miano. Let's see if they don't go right back to that middle return where they had success last time.
Walker is back deep along with Vaughn Hebron. Greg Davis, who was accounted for all 12 points for the Cardinals, kicking off. And it's going to be Herschel Walker at the 5. Walker to the 30-yard line, and ours is way beyond the 35-yard line. Chris Oldham was the Cardinal who made the tackle.
He got a little wrestling match going down there with Randy Kirk on the bottom of that pile, 57.
That was a 32-yard kickoff return by Walker. His longest this year was 43 yards. Well, the Eagles go on offense again. We've had 3 turnovers of the game, but the field goal by Davis capitalized on that last turnover, the fumble. Well, the Cardinals have the Eagles and then the Bears, but after that it gets kind of soft for the Cardinals, and that's why they think they've got a great shot at the wild card. Look at the records of Houston, Washington, Cincinnati, Atlanta to finish out the year. And Buddy Ryan says we got to go 10-6. Nothing worse will make it. First down on the 36-yard line. And Randall Cunningham is sacked by Clyde Simmons, who got him in Philadelphia as well. Loss of 9.
Well, Clyde just beats Bernard Williams up top. Now he lines up outside on Mo Johnson, and Bernard looks inside and realizes he's got to get back outside. And that time it's too late. Clyde Simmons, nobody touched him. He got in and made the sack.
That's the 3rd sack of the game by the Cardinals defense. Swan, Joyner, and now Simmons. 2nd and 19. Cunningham, pass intended for
Keith McCants.
Williams.
Yeah, Keith
got
McCants.
a hand on it.
Got a big paw on it, knocked it up, and almost had an interception.
That was a sidearm throw by Randall Cunningham out to the right.
Well, he just whips that thing sometimes. Watch McCants come up. Gets a block on Joseph, and then gets his hand right up.
Wasn't sidearm, but it was low enough.
Now that sets up 3rd and 19. You know, and this is tough. This is a tough place to do it.
Tip ball, and there you see the signal. 3rd down and 19 on the 27 of the Eagles. Pressure again on Cunningham. Chased by Joyner. Pass is caught by James Joseph, and Joseph may be short of a first down by less than a yard. That's what it is, and Cunningham signals to the sideline that it's about 1.5 to 2 feet. An 18-yard pickup.
I think they're going to go for it.
They should.
I think this is gut check time for the Philadelphia Eagles.
You're right. They're winding down to 4 minutes. They may not get another chance.
They're going to bring in Panos and McHale, and they're going with all the beef.
They haven't done badly in 4th down conversions, and the Eagles will talk it over first.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout if they can get it.
I don't think they got the...
Yeah, James Joseph saw it. Yeah, James Joseph saw the sideline and called the timeout.
And that is the first timeout by the Eagles of this second half, and a very critical play coming up. When we resume, it'll be 4th and less than 1.
Yeah, and the reason that they're able to try for it on 4th down, again, is all Cunningham and its ability because of those feet. And he makes people miss and buys the time, and then he sees Joseph, and then just a nice little touch right over there. And then watch this at the end. Actually, I thought Joseph was going to put the shoulder down. Instead, he tries to go over. Sets up 4th and less than 1 yard. About a half a yard to go.
How about a quarterback sneak? Randall Cunningham has been perfect this year on 3rd downs and a yard. Quarterback sneak has worked for him all season long.
Yeah, he's a good sneaker. He's like an old sneaker.
He's been under pressure today, sacked 3 times. Had a scramble, been hurried out of the pocket.
This is the play of the game right here.
Think the Cardinals figure a quarterback sneak?
I'll tell you after the play.
You want to coach? And it's a pitch to Charlie Garner.
Oh, it could be a home run.
Charlie Garner has more than the first down. And maybe the Cardinals were looking for the quarterback sneak, and Garner got out outside and picked up 21 yards.
This is pure vision, and this is a gutsy move by Charlie Garner. This is designed to go right up here, but he sees it and bounces it right outside. And then Eric Hill gets on his horse. See, this is supposed to come right in here, but he bounces it. Now watch, he'll take the angle, because this could be a home run ball, and because he cuts it off, he's able to make the tackle.
How about James Joseph in the block he put on?
Yeah, but that was more Garner, because that was supposed to go right back inside, and he bounced everything outside.
1st and 10 on the 34 of the Cardinals. 3 minutes remaining. Cunningham goes up on top. He's got Joseph, who loses the ball. Let's see if it was tipped away by the defender, Lorenzo Lynch.
I tell you, the defensive backfield play by the Cardinals has been outstanding today. I mean, every time there's not been a wide open guy. It's always been under great coverage. Now watch, you can see, watch the closing right here of Lynch. That should have been a catch. But, I mean, Lynch gets underneath them and forces the ball to be thrown over the top, so it's a tough throw and catch. But that one should have been made.
Credit to the Cardinals. Brent Alexander, a rookie back there.
Playing very, very well today.
2nd down and 10. Cunningham with a pass to Joseph. He holds on this time and drives Seth Joyner forward for a few yards. They'll be shy of a 1st down by about 3 or 4 yards.
See Barnett and Aeneas Williams all day long. This has been a good match. What a great job of getting a jam on Barnett and staying with it the whole time. Remember, you got 5 yards to work that thing. And that was a blitz inside. So Aeneas Williams knows if you can disrupt the timing on the blitz, the ball's not going to come your way.
Big 3rd quarter for the Philadelphia Eagles. First 3 quarters, and they picked it up big time in the 4th. 3rd down and 4. Cunningham under pressure. Throws it up for grabs. Incomplete. Now the Eagles need a touchdown to win.
You got to go for it here again.
And 2:07 remaining, and they look to the sideline for a decision.
Yeah, no decision to be made. I mean, you've got to go for it here on 4th down, and that's what they're going to do.
They need 4 yards.
Now let's see if Buddy Ryan doesn't bring the blitz again and force the quick decision by Cunningham.
And look at the tension on Rich Kotite's face. He is like taking deep breaths. Hairpin the blitzes today, almost even. It's all here, 4th and 4.
Everybody's got to be letter perfect up front for the Eagles to pick this thing up if they come.
Here comes Hogue up the middle. The pass is deflected.
What a catch!
It's caught for a 1st down by Calvin Williams.
Well, remember, I just talked about everybody had to be letter perfect. And I'll tell you what, James Joseph with a block, they picked everything up inside. And then watch the catch. Odie Harris drives this thing, knows he has help over the top. Couldn't have been thrown better, could not have been a better catch. Watch where this ball's thrown, low and outside, outstanding. And then up front, everybody picked everybody up. That's high grades for the Philadelphia Eagles all the way around.
And Williams broke off the pass route right at the sticks. First down on the 23. Walker is hit by Swan immediately for a loss. And we're down to the 2-minute warning with 1 minute and 58 seconds. Eagles need a touchdown if they're to pull this game out. Files and white men can't jump. 2-minute warning with 1:58 remaining. The Eagles trailing the Cardinals 12-6. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. The Eagles are 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions on this drive. The 10th play coming up. 2nd down and 11 on the 24. Cunningham pumps and goes deep. And it's made out of bounds by Williams. He was out of bounds. He had beaten the defender.
Boy, they took their shot. What a beautiful call by Kotite. They went with the double move on the outside with Calvin Williams and worked the rookie Alexander. Now Alexander bites right here. See the bite right there. Got his shoulders turned, and then the ball just had to be thrown a little bit more inside because his knee came down out of bounds. Beautiful shot.
Right there. 3rd down and 11. Eagles have 2 downs to get the first down. Cunningham goes underneath for James Joseph, and that'll be 4th down as Bankston put up big pressure on Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, here's a guy that really has played very, very consistent all year long. 63 Bankston. He's going to work back up inside, and he beats Davis. He and Clyde Simmons, and they just getting a big push. And then the umpire on the other side gets in the way of James Joseph. I mean, oh, that looks like that one, like that one was going to hurt.
It was going to hurt. The Eagles have called a timeout. Their 2nd timeout. They have 1 left. And it is now for the Eagles, and we've been saying that on this drive. They are 2 for 2 in 4th down conversions and now face a 3rd, but this one will be the most difficult. It is 4th down and 11 from the 24-yard line. The Eagles looking to rebound from the loss to the Browns, stay a game behind Dallas in the NFC East, and continue to lead the wild card pack. Cardinals, on the other hand, feel that after this week and next against the Bears, schedule is favorable enough and could end up 10-6 if they roll the table and get a wild card berth. Would be a great boost for Buddy Ryan. So that's the subplot going here in this final minute or so of the game.
And so what do you do right now? You're 4th and 11. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you know you're probably going to get blitzed, which Buddy Ryan has done. So you have to buy time with Cunningham's legs and then allow your receivers to work off of that time.
4th and 11. Cunningham's pass, no good, and the Cardinals take over on downs. Calvin Williams defended, and Brent Alexander, the rookie. Undrafted from Tennessee State, who played for Rob Ryan, Buddy's son, who coached at Tennessee State with a big play here.
Well, they went with the zone. And a nice job of Alexander interfering with Calvin Williams right there. He hit him before the ball came. And you see all the calls all year long that go opposite. Now there's one that could have been called but wasn't. I mean, still let him play. Big play all game long by the secondary of the Cardinals.
We want to let those of you watching this game here will be taken to the end of the Atlanta-Denver game after this one is over. So stay with us. 1st and 10 on the 24 for the Arizona Cardinals. And they're going to keep the ball on the ground. Larry centers. And a timeout will be called by the Philadelphia Eagles, and that is their last timeout. With 1 minute and 38 to go, Philadelphia is out of timeouts. Exciting game in the rematch between the Cardinals and the Eagles. We want to thank some people while we have a moment. Today's game was produced by Richie Zients and directed by Artie Kempner. The studio was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill.
And as I watch this game, one play comes back to my mind. And that was 14 seconds left to go in the first half on second down, and you kick a field goal instead of taking another shot and opportunity to the end zone. I think you leave that opportunity on the field, and that just comes back to kill you.
And Matt, some may argue you don't want to sack to get out of field goal range, but I think that Randall Cunningham's smart enough to throw the ball away.
Just throw it away. Yeah, I just think you waste an opportunity to get in, and you can't waste opportunities. And I think if I were to pick a group or a guy who's played as a player of the game today, it would have to be the secondary of the Cardinals.
Gutty performance by the Arizona Cardinals today. Second down and 9 on the 25. Eagles can't stop the clock. Mark Hicks carries. So the Eagles are going to go down to their second defeat in a row. They lost to the Browns at home, and now will find themselves 2 games behind the Dallas Cowboys and even with the Chicago Bears in the wild card fight. And for the Cardinals, the dream of a wild card playoff berth lives.
And remember that in head-to-head, the Eagles beat the Bears already, and so that plays favorable for them. But this was a must-win for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, there's a huge difference between 7 wins and 8 wins this time of the season.
Game clock down to 54. The play clock down to 1. Here's Higgs again. Second effort, and a flag is down, and that will stop the clock at 47 seconds.
That's a big flag right there. If you don't get the flag, you run that thing down another, say, 40 seconds. You only have 7 seconds when you get the ball back. Now it's a hold, takes it back. You know, and I would have to think you may want to decline this thing.
It is declined.
Fourth down.
Remember last week, as Eagles comes on, the Cardinals mismanaged. They had to kick the ball away and gave the, or not really, they took a knee and gave the Giants one last chance. And if it weren't for Brent Alexander knocking a pass away, Cardinals might have suffered an incredibly embarrassing loss.
Yeah, 47 seconds, that's too much time for Cunningham.
So once again, the Cardinals really didn't manage their offense in the final minute all that well. Eagles will kick it, and Jeff Seidner back deep. This game is not over. Seidner calls for the fair catch at the 42-yard line. But Philadelphia, though, out of timeouts. Well, tonight at 8, 7 Central, Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes team up. They're the 2 slickest hustlers ever to hit the basketball court. Rosie Perez co-stars in White Men Can't Jump right after the Best of X-Files tonight on Fox. "40 seconds remain and no timeouts for the Eagles."
So you throw the perimeter, but you move the ball down the field. And then defensively, you just defend the perimeter.
Cunningham will run and will eventually go out of bounds. And he stops the clock with 31 seconds remaining. Joyner chased him out of bounds, an 18-yard pickup.
Yeah, but that's big. Now you still come down, and remember, now you're 40 yards out, and with Cunningham with 30 seconds, you know, you still got 4 plays to get it into the end zone.
That's the first rushing play by Cunningham in the game. Denver Broncos lead the Atlanta Falcons 32-28. We'll be going there as soon as this game is history. First and 10 on the 40-yard line of the Cardinals. Cunningham being chased. His pass is incomplete with 26 seconds remaining. Victor Bailey was the intended receiver.
Again, this is what Aeneas Williams has done all game long. Look at the nice fake like he's going inside, and then gets a great jam on him. And then all you do is you just play trail. You know, you have help over the top with your safety, so you run underneath. I think Aeneas Williams, again, outstanding game today. Both these corners.
And you got to give credit to the Cardinal line, too. They have 3 sacks, but the secondary may have played a role in that, too.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, we talked about it all game long. You're still only 1 play away right here.
Williams and Barnett, the 2 threats. 2nd and 10. Cunningham's throw to the sideline, tipped away by Aeneas Williams. And now there are 20 seconds left, and he was going for his favorite receiver, Fred Barnett, on that one.
So now he has the luxury of playing that zone and sitting down back there and letting everything develop. See how you turn now? Okay. Now the ball is going to be thrown, but he's playing it with fronted. As he's going right towards it, he makes the break before the ball ever gets there. Knocks it away.
Cunningham 17 of 43 for 151 yards and 1 interception. 3rd down and 10. Cunningham running for his life. And down he goes. Seth Joyner.
Now, the one thing I don't understand here, and I know he's running, and the clock is running right here, but they had nobody other than 3 receivers deep downfield. Now, it's a terrible job. This is terrible.
Clock is running right here. This is the last play. Cunningham fires it up for grabs, and it is tipped, incomplete, and the game is over.
That was a poor job by Fred Barnett not getting back in time, and the offensive line not realizing the clock was running down.
He did not give the Eagles their best chance for one last gasp effort, and the game is over. The Cardinals have even matters with the Eagles. After losing 2 weeks ago, have won here by a score of 12-6. So the Eagles now drop to 7-4. The Cardinals are 5-6 and keep their wild card hopes alive. And Buddy Ryan ends up 1-1 with his former team today. All field goals in the game, not a touchdown, and that's the story. Final score 12-6 for Matt Millen. Dick Stockton right now. Let's send you to Denver, Colorado, and Tom Brenneman. Tom?